Hi, it's Holly Heierman, and today I'd like to share with you some of my best practices, my best tips on how you can get the most at attending a live event. Now, if you're anything like me, that means that you invest in your business knowledge, you invest in your personal development, and if your business is something of value, then that's something that you probably do at least a couple of times a year, is that you'll invest the money to attend live seminars that could go on for 1 to even 3 or 4 days long. So here are some of my best tips for you. Now, you've spent the money, you've invested the time, right? So you've carved out that few days in order to attend this event. Not only that, but you've also spent the money on the tickets to attend, and you've invested in possibly travel. That could be plane ticket, it could be a rental car, it could be hotel. So you've made this enormous investment into yourself and into your business, so congratulations. But time and time again, I see where things can fall short. And just being in this industry for so long, and also having been one to put on live trainings in the past, then I feel like I can shed a little bit of light on how you can get the most out of your experience attending these events. So the very first tip that I have for you is to take copious notes, really great detailed notes. And the only way that you can do that is to be paying attention, right? So I'm going to give you a recommendation here. Now, some events will provide for you a notebook or something where you can take notes on. There's something magical that happens when you put pen to paper or pencil to paper. That actual act of writing things out is much different than, it does something in your brain much different than possibly typing or even just taking a recording, a video or an audio recording of the message. Your brain will start to work on the material a little bit differently, and it'll start to commit it to memory as well. So I'm going to say that again. The very first thing that you need to make sure that you do is take copious notes. Take a lot of notes, as much as you can, and that is really going to help enhance your learning experience. Along with that, the cool thing that happens in events like this is your brain starts to fire on all different cylinders, and you start to think about so many ways that you can be implementing, and this thing pops into your head and that thing pops into your head, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, I need to be doing this, and oh, I should send a text message to so-and-so, or oh, I need to send this email right now, or I need to get back to that Facebook message that I forgot about. All these things start pulling on our attention because you're in a creative environment, and all of a sudden you start having all these amazing ideas of things to do. Now, I'm going to encourage you to resist the temptation to do those things right then and there. I know it sounds crazy, and for my first several seminars that I attended, actually what I did the whole time was every time somebody had a nugget of information that I wanted to share with someone, I was texting it and I was emailing it and I was just like sending off, and people would come up with new projects and ideas, and then I would send off an email to my assistant and say, hey, research this. And so the entire time I'm thinking I'm being super productive, because not only am I getting all these great ideas, but I'm immediately delegating, right? But what happens when you turn your attention to your phone? When you turn your attention to your email, or even if you have your computer in front of you, what happens? Your brain can only do one thing at a time. So all of a sudden, all of your attention is going to focus into sending that email or sending that text message, and you're not going to hear anything else that's going on the stage. And so, like I said, before you invested all this time and all this money to be at this event, then make sure you're actually there, not just in body, but also in mind. So here's what I do, and I learned this tip from one of my biggest mentors, Chalene Johnson. Keep the first couple pages of your notebook just for action items. So whenever you get a thought, like, oh, I need to do this, or I need to schedule time to do that, jot it down real quick, but then boom, back to your notes, back to exactly what the speaker is talking about at that moment. That's going to help you out tremendously. That way when you go home, you don't have to sift through 30 pages of notes to figure out what do I need to do. You'll already have your action items in the front of your notebook ready to go, and that way you just attack that list as soon as you get home. So that's going to help you out tremendously. Now, you probably caught it as I was talking about this just a moment ago. But I'm going to urge you, stay off of your phone. Stay off of your computer. Do not do anything that is going to take your attention away. I know a lot of people think that, oh no, I'm multitasking. But the more and more research shows that multitasking is a myth. You can't actually multitask. Your brain can only single-handedly focus on one thing at a time. Therefore, you need to make sure that you are focused and in the moment on what that person is teaching right in front of you. So, it bothers me so much. I just attended a leadership conference of all things where the highest paid and the highest ranking individuals of all the company that I represent was in the room, and literally every third person was on their computer or on their phone and not taking notes. I'm talking about on Facebook or on other websites or surfing. And I just kept thinking, like, what a waste. I wonder if anybody has ever told them what a value it is to actually be in the room with these amazing leaders and amazing mentors that have great golden nuggets for us. And they're trying to help us, but we're tuned out and basically, like, might as well have been watching television, in my opinion. And you might be thinking, well, but I'm doing something. Yes, but you can do that later. There's only going to be one shot where you're going to be in that room with that person. So I liken it to this. If you spend the money to go to a movie, are you going to sit there and watch another movie on your phone? Or are you actually going to watch the movie that's on the screen? Right? And I've had lots of people in the past tell me, oh, I can't really make it, but you know what? Just catch me up when you get back. I'm like, catch you up? That'd be like trying to regurgitate an entire movie so you can get, and tell you about all the graphics and all the dialogue and all the backstory and just remember everything verbatim. It's just not possible. So you can't recreate that instance. You just can't. You can't recreate it, even if it's delivered to you on video after the fact, even if it's delivered to you in slides after the fact. I guarantee you that your time to do the work and to get that knowledge is right then and there in that moment. All right? So those are the 3 tips I have for you. Couple more, okay? Sit up and sit forward. This is going to tell your body that you are ready to learn. This is going to tell your body that you are ready to receive. So posture has a lot to do with it as well. So if you're kind of hanging out in your chair and you're, right? What are the signals that you're sending to your brain? That you're tired, that you maybe don't want to be there. So sit up, sit forward, and be ready to learn. So that's the information that I have for you today. I really hope that it helps, and I don't want this to be you, because you know what? I know that I've attended events in the past where literally I thought that I was doing what I was supposed to be doing, but I have gotten just tenfold the results on the events that I've attended, and I probably go to a minimum of 4 to 8 a year. And that's not an exaggeration. Live events where it's full weekends or long-term commitments. And the best way that I can tell you to get the most out of this is to be present, to stay off of your electronics, and to keep those first few pages of your notebook ready to write down your action items. That way, when you get home, you can get to work. Like I said, you've made the investment. You might as well actually be in the room if you're going to be there and soak it all in. And that way, when you get back home, you can just pour that into the people that mean the most to you, and you can teach them what you've learned. But there's no way for you to do that if you are zoned out and tuned out. And one final thing, be on time. And if there's anything that you're going to skip the fun stuff. Skip the parties, skip if they have workouts, skip the fun stuff. If there's anything that you really, really, really need to skip that stuff. What you need to be present in and in the room for is the training, because that's the stuff that's going to take your business to the next level. So I just want to say thanks a lot. And in network marketing, we really thrive on live events. There's something magical that happens when you attend a live event. And there's no way to explain it. There's no way to replace it. And it really is making an investment in yourself. So I just encourage you to definitely be focused, be present, and then you'll be able to deliver the best results upon your return. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye-bye.